afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is REGANELITE here with not the Snowflakes show, with a Snowflakes viewpoint. Our sincere apologies on both myself and Lee Corn, guys. Yeah, there's some family issues that Lee has had to take care of, which is why he was unable to do the show tonight. We really wanted to come back together and do a show tonight. It was all planned, and then he informed me, I think it was like midday, I think it was, or I didn't see the direct message till quite late on in my day because I was very busy today at work, so I was unable to, I wasn't aware, so I left the post up thinking it was all good to go. Then obviously I've had to delete the post, and then I've had to, when I come home from work, I was kind of like, do I do a live stream or not, because I haven't been feeling 100% health wise. As you guys know, I've been struggling dealing with a sore throat, but I am feeling a lot better than I have been the last couple of days, to be fair, guys. Yeah, it's really hot. This room is absolutely baking, guys. It's really roasting. There's a lot going on right now, for me personally as well, which I can't talk about. So I'm not exactly in the right, my head's not in the right place, and I kind of just want to get away from everything, guys. So yeah, you know, Lee's got stuff to deal with, I've got stuff to deal with, but you know what, I wanted to kind of just, like, it's been a while, so I haven't done any content this week because I haven't been, my voice has not been well, and you know what, I just want to do something, you know, like, I just wanted to do something, you know, and I'm glad I get to do a viewpoint, even though it's not really the normal time slot, but hey ho, we've got a lot to talk about. Obviously I did watch PMQs. I'm not live, but I did watch it a few hours ago, so I got my head a bit around that. Obviously there's a lot to talk about. I've got some articles here. I've got one funny and positive story, as well as some some funny videos for you guys. So before we just jump into chat, let's just see who's here, guys, before we go any further. Duke Vengeance is here saying stay cool. I've got water here. Yeah, and I've got another drink. I've got a different drink with me as well, so I will try to stay cool. I do have some cool spray, believe it or not. I might spray that, yeah, just for you guys' views as well, just because why not. I am not using my phone. Oh god, my phone is playing up. Oh god, stop that. Stop that. Oh god, what's my phone doing? Sorry guys, my phone is playing up. It's doing stuff it should not be doing. Sorry guys, just bear me 1 second. No, I'm not actually using my phone. I'm using a different device because I'm being harassed at the moment. And I'm just... so if your messages have been deleted, it was a mistake. Oh my god, what have I done? Why have I timed him out? Oh my god. What's going on? My phone is... Oh my god, my phone is playing up, guys. I don't know what's going on. I was trying to scroll and it ended up deleting a bunch of messages. I don't know why. Guys, I'm so sorry. Well, I'm not using my phone. I'm using an iPod instead, because... Oh, God. Let me undo all that. Oh, God. I don't know... oh, God. I don't know what's going on with this device I'm using. I was just trying to... Oh, Jesus. Well, this is not good. Joe, I'm so sorry. That was not intentional. It's because I'm not using my phone. I can't use my phone because somebody keeps calling me non-stop and I need them to leave me alone, and they're not helping me right now. So so I am apologize. I do apologize, guys. So I'm sorry. You guys will have to repeat all those messages again. Joe, I'm really sorry. I don't know how to undo that timeout. I don't know why it did that. Undo. This is not a good start to the stream, guys. What? Oh no, he's been hidden. I don't know. Oh Jesus. He's been... Oh Jesus Christ. Somehow Jal's messages have been hidden and I can't undo it. Oh god, this is bad, guys. Okay, I'm going to have to just one moment before we even get into anything, guys. I need to fix this. I cannot leave Jal out like that. That's just not right. So you're just gonna have to bear with me one moment, guys, because I can't do that to him. I don't know why on God's green earth. Unhide user on the channel. Let me fix that. Back as moderator. Free back as moderator. Right, you guys should be moderators again. I don't know what on earth Leeds. I didn't. I didn't put you in timeout. Leeds, just message that you're all right. I didn't. The device I'm using is not very good. Oh, it looks like you can message all right. I think I'm gonna have to switch back and forth. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Because I can't, guys. I can't. I don't want to give away, but I've got some personal stuff going on, and I'm getting harassed on my phone. I have to turn my phone off, and normally I use my phone for chat, and I can't use it because I've been getting non-stop phone calls, and I need people to leave me alone. No, I've put it back. Number 3. I put it back. Jal, as soon as you can type, please let me know. You should be. I just want to check you again. I've put him back as moderator, Jal, so he should be all right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use this. I'm gonna have to use the computer to message, which is gonna be annoying, guys. So I'm not gonna be able to read your messages. From this device, which is gonna make things even more awkward. Ah, Jesus. That means it's going to take longer for me to get around to reading your messages, guys. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I've got lots of stuff going on. Right, anyway, let's not dabble any longer. I will come back to the chat in a mo. Let's have a look at this first one, guys. As you guys know, there's been lots of going on with regards to the schools. Oh, Jesus, God. This is so infuriating, guys. So this is one of the latest ones from The Guardian, guys. 3/4 of schools are hit by concrete crisis are in Tory's areas. The Guardian analysis, a new published government list, shows that 109 of the 147 affected schools are in Conservative constituency. A full list of the RSC affected schools in England. There's a full list down. We're going to have a look at this list in a moment, guys. So let's see how my voice does for all this. So, 3/4 of the schools in England listed by the government as being affected by the school concrete crisis are in Conservative held areas. It has emerged as the Education Secretary Gillian Keegan and Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, continue to come under fire over their handling of the problem. The fallout for members of the government was also underlined by the fact that 36 of the schools are in the seats of government front benches, including 13 cabinet members. An estimated 100,000 students attended 147 named schools confirmed by the government is having collapse-prone reinforced autoclave aerial concrete, that's RAAC, on site. The government analysis has found close to 1 in 10, 9,858 pupils are facing a delay to the start of the school term as a result of the issue, according to the government's analysis of the list, which indicate that 24 schools across England will receive some remote learning because of the crisis. So we can see here more than 100,000 pupils attended the 147 schools affected by the RSC mitigations. This is the number of pupils and their status. So the most obviously affected here is face-to-face teaching in all classrooms, 65,781. Mixed of face-to-face and remote arrangements, 22,339. Start of term delay, 9,858. And full remote learning, 2,916. This is. So this source is from. I'm going to just try and see if I can bring up the chat again. I'm going to try it again, guys, and hopefully this iPod will not play up again. I need to be extremely careful. This analysis is from the Department of Education, guys. This is. Let's see. Okay. Oh, good. Jao looks back. Oh, thank God. Jao, you're alive. Thank God. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. Okay, you're back. Tom, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Number 3, good to see you if I didn't say hello already. Chatty Rat, 91 leads. Simon says 55. Lefty Boater, good to see you there. I'm sorry if I didn't say hello to everyone. I was trying to deal with this damn iPod. It looks like it's okay now. Darren, good to see you there, buddy. Hope you're well as well. Context, good to see you. I hope you're well. Okay, looks like it's all okay now. So yeah, don't touch. Yeah, like 65,000 pupils no longer getting that face-to-face teaching, guys. Like, that's really serious. You know, the face-to-face interaction between pupils and teachers is it's just so it's so much more effective than sitting on a laptop or a computer screen, you know, that through a computer. I mean, it is education, but it's not that more what's the right word to use? I mean, it's not more intimate, shall we say, of the interaction between the teacher and the pupil, as opposed to online. I think that face-to-face interaction is so important, and 65,000 being affected is really, really bad. Essex County Council's affected schools than any other local authority, with 53 on the list, accounting for more than 300,000 students, close to a third of all affected pupils. Of the 147 schools, 109 are in constituents with Conservative MPs. 8 schools in the Business Secretary Kemi-Baganoff's Saffron Walden constituency in Essex are affected. 7 primaries and 1 secretary. 8 schools in 1 constituency. That's wow. That's really bad. More than 31,000 pupils in Essex have been affected by the RAC mitigations. Okay, so this is another map from the Department of Education. It's noted here that some schools have part-time students. Yeah, these graphs here. So on the top left-hand side there, we can see the bubbles, obviously from big to small. So the smallest bubble is 48 to the biggest ones there of 2,000. So we can see here, before we look at London, obviously Newcastle has been quite affected there. There's quite a lot there has been quite affected. There's also on the other side of the country there, much further up as well. In and out rounds outside of Liverpool there, we can see quite a few number of bubbles there as well. Birmingham has been heavily affected as well by this concrete as well. But obviously, as we go further down, we can see there it says 31,255 pupils affected in 53 schools in Essex. 53 schools have been affected in Essex as a result of this, guys. Huge amount of damage there when it comes to children's education. It's also got there that 2,101 pupils are affected by the St Michael's Catholic School in Buckinghamshire. That's been highlighted as well. And obviously where London is, you can see that's where the most has been affected there. So obviously when they put it in, wasn't it after World War II, I believe? And obviously to get the schools back up and running after I believe, correct me if I'm wrong in that chat, I believe that's the case anyway. So there. Hello, Larry the Cat. Good to see you, buddy. You didn't miss much. Just me messing about with this silly iPod. Maybe send those kids to French schools. They could learn how to protest. That's a good one. Yes. Learn how to protest. Yes. Definitely. We definitely need more protests. That's for sure. Can the bad stuff just leave Birmingham alone? I know. Short-term thinking is encouraging our insane vision of democracy. Yeah, I know. It's nothing democratic about that. Yeah, it's mainly London. I mean, there is some bubbles here in the southeast, but there is some bubbles obviously up around Newcastle there, obviously, guys. So the Liberal Democrat education spokesperson Miranda Wilson said these damning figures show that the government ministers have been asleep at the wheel while school buildings crumble in their own backyards. Tory Essex MPs speaking out, including fallen Cabinet Minister Priti Patel, who used Prime Minister's questions to ask Sunak to commit to fully funding both the capital and revenue costs that are associated with getting children back into schools. She later told Keegan that her county council would be sending an invoice to the Department of Education, the DFE, for costs that it was recovering in the interim. So we are not going to look at this entire list, guys, because this would take me all night. I mean, I can do if we really want to, but I would rather look at other stories as well. Excuse me. So this is schools in England affected by the RAEC. This is the full government list. So I actually opened up the whole list, guys, so you can actually have a look here. Just take a moment to have a look. You can see there's quite a lot there. And some of them obviously say the mitigations are start of term delay, or all pupils face-to-face education, or mix of face-to-face and remote arrangements there in the mitigations. On the right hand side column there is all the pupils are affected, and there's you've got the local authorities there on the here, and then obviously the school names on the left hand side, guys. And if I just keep going down, let's see the ones that are big most. Cannon Slate School, Bolton there, 1,759 school pupils been affected there. Clapton County High School, that's Essex, so that's one of the Essex ones there. 1,744 pupils, that's a lot of pupils affected there. Deborah School, Milton Keynes, 1,774. So we just point out the really high ones, the ones that are mainly damaged here. Another one in Essex there, Harwick and Dover High School there, 1,133 there. So another one's been affected. Medway, Homercombe Grammar School, over 1,000 there been affected. Hampshire, Houndsdown School, 1,296 pupils there. Oh, this is a big one here. Northampton International Academy here, guys. West Northamptonshire, 2,056 pupils there have been affected by it. That's really bad there. The face-to-face education there. Parkview School in Haringey there, 1,192 there. Red Hill School, 1,200. Rodin Valley School, 1,400. Sandbag School in Cheshire East, 1,500. Some of these other ones are a bit lower, but it's still pupils being affected. Thurrock in St Clair's School there, 1,347. I mean, it's just like Brent there, St Catholic Science College, 1,100. Enfield St Igorus College, 1,107 there. Keep going further down. County Durham here, and one in Durham. Full remote learning. So they're fully remote learning here. 1,408. The St Leonard's Catholic School in Durham there. Another Catholic school, Buckinghamshire. All pupils facing face-to-face education. 2,101 there, guys. That's, yeah, it's just Gateshead, 1,400. Another one in Essex, 1,700. Another one in Essex, 1,600. Another one in Essex, 1,693. Oh, these ones are really bad here. Having, yeah, Essex again, guys. Hammersmith and Fulham, the Lone Orchard School, 1,300 there. Yeah, quite a few. Another Essex one there, 1,201 there. Oxfordshire, Wallingford School, 1,348. Coming to the end, Wood Green Academy in Sandwell, mix of face-to-face and remote ratio, 1,553. Woodcook Academy in Leeds, 1,847 there. Yeah, so it's quite a damning list, that is for sure there, guys. Let's just have a look, see what you guys are saying in the chat. Short-term thinking is encouraging the same version of democracy. I did say that, didn't I, earlier, I think. I missed the first day of school by accident, and the French college apparently almost triggered a revolution, says Tom. I remember the Crossroads Motel, that was bad. I still cannot understand how you use RAAC for sealing. It's used in places here as a quick, cheap option, but only in non-key walls and inside walls. Excellent to divide wide space. Cost cutting, Joe. I just think it was cost cutting. I think it. They just kind of just sat on it, really. Labour had a plan, and the Conservatives just didn't carry it on, didn't they? But I do think Labour do have some little bit of blame not chasing this up as well when they took power in 1997. I do think they could have done a bit more as well. Like, yes, of course, the last 13 years, obviously, Conservatives need to take their fair share of dropping the school repair bills that Labour had introduced. And but I also think Labour could have chased this up as well, to be fair. During their time, maybe they could have done more sooner. I don't know, but they did have. Gordon Brown had a policy to deal with the school repairs, but after 2010, when David Cameron and that took over, Michael Gove dropped this policy. But oh god, now my phone stop playing up. Okay, I'm going to close the chat before it starts playing up again. Yeah. I might scroll. I'll look at the chat at the end of this, guys. So the figures of the numbers of schools affected by the RAC crisis published on the DFE's website shortly before Sunak's appearance at PMQs referred to state-funded schools, maintained nursery schools and further education in the FE colleges in England. The list shows 82 primary schools and 65 secondary schools in other post-16 institutions. Analysis by The Guardian found that the cost of fixing secondary schools is likely to be much as 3 times higher than in primary schools because they are considerably larger. Although there are 9 fewer schools than on the list than previously announced, Wednesday figures could add tens of millions to prevent estimates, showing the bill already approaching 150 million. In Scotland, the RAC crisis has affected 35 primary and secondary schools, with some buildings shut over safety concerns, and councils facing multi-million-pound repair bills, according to a list published by the Scottish Government on Wednesday. Pupils and staff at some sites have been forced to use portable classrooms or other venues, or revert online learning strategies and developing the COVID pandemic, with some PE blocks and academy rooms have been closed. One school in West London was closed in November last year, and children moved to nearby primary schools while RAC panels were replaced. 2 primaries in Edinburgh have closed classrooms while remedial work was undertaken. Inspections have been underway since 2018. Experts says disruption was likely to be minimal. In Wales, 2 schools in Anglesey has been identified as having RAC and were temporarily closed for inspections. The Welsh Government said on Monday it added they expected the results of the inspection across Wales within the next 2 weeks. This is damning, guys. It's so frustrating, to say the least. Right, let me have a quick look in the chat. I mean, it's so infuriating, guys. We're talking about kids. Stop playing up. This damn phone is playing up. Not phone, iPod. It looks like a phone, but it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, put the money on the table and fix this. You know, that's just kind of what we want, isn't it? At the end of the day, guys. And they all they thought about is austerity. Like, and I think there was something that Max done a video on. I remember Max done a video on did a response video to Marina Perkins on the if I remember, and she basically said if this was their kids, they would have fixed these schools straight away, but because it's not their kids, they don't care, isn't it? To be fair, I mean that's kind of really what it is, isn't it? To be fair. Good evening, Daily Blase. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. I just think this is what Regan said. It was just a question to cut costs, says Jal. Benny was a legend. I doubt the audience knows much, but maybe I'm wrong. Shortage building materials after the war was a major reason for RAC being used. Yeah, I believe that was the case, Larry. Yeah, I wasn't 100% sure, but I believe that was the case. Give each pupil a free education in private schools, says Context. If only they would do that. I think the actor threw a stop too many in the producers. You guys talking about something else there. I think you really, my mum told me, and we think about the same thing. Used it. Just use the abandoned derelict. Don't worry about it. We'll just use the abandoned derelict factories at schools. There's plenty of them, says Duke. Why does the phrase "tip of the iceberg" come to mind? Tom, you have no idea. When this government is out of power and labouring, oh boy, if we thought we're going to be mad now, wait until later on, buddy. We're going to see a hell of a lot of a tip of the iceberg then. Yeah. And there was surely the Scottish cook who went upstairs to check the pantry and never came down again. RAC and similar options are used in things like repurposed factory spaces and turned into cultural spaces or office spaces, says Jal. What else is saying there? Yeah, and I've covered that bit. Yeah, so I've covered that stuff, guys. Okay. So we're going to carry on with this, guys. Let me just check I've got the right one on. A little bit more into it, but this is from this was from Labour, a bit on Labour from it in from the BBC. I saw this one, just a bit more to it. So Labour move to false school funding document fails. So what's this about, guys? So Labour has failed in its bid to force the release of documents about school repair spending when Rishi Sunak was Chancellor. Woo! This would have been very interesting and very damning if it did come out. Now maybe it's changed within the last hour or so, maybe. But yeah, this is pretty damning, to be fair. So the party wanted ministers to publish details of past funding decisions after school closures due in England were due to crumble in concrete. But the attempt was blocked after the government ordered Conservative MPs to vote it down. Education Secretary Gillian Keegan accused Labour of playing politics. She said the document on past spending in negotiations contained sensitive information and disclosing them would jeopardise the ability of officials to offer frank advice to ministers in the future. But Shadow Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson accused her of trying to spread responsibility for the crisis, adding the Prime Minister needs to come clean about what he knew of the risks. The Conservatives have voted to cover up the truth about the Prime Minister's failure to act on dangerous buildings and the true scale of the crisis. Labour's motion comes as more than 100 schools in England containing reinforced or cloth area or concrete. RAC was told last week they would have to introduce safety measures involving partial or full closures. As we know, we kind of know that bit in around 30 years. Although concerns about the material have been around for a while, the recent announcement about schools has sparked a political wrangle about previous level investments of repairs. Was it 2019 or 2018 there was a collapse, wasn't there? And luckily there was no kids in charge. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat on that one. Labour has increasingly sought to put Mr Sunak's record in the spotlight by questioning funding decisions when he was Chancellor. It used a parliamentary procedure called a humble address to try and force the release of documents to spread negotiations between the Education Department and Treasury from 2020 to 2022 when Mr Sunak was Chancellor. But the move was defeated by 309 votes to 175 in a vote in the House of Commons. Little used before Brexit, this procedure has increasingly been employed by Labour in recent years to embarrass Tory MPs who are normally expected to vote with the government. After a similar vote in school and safety in May, individual MPs were targeted with attack ads on social media for not backing a Labour motion to release building survey data. In a sign the tactic is likely to be used again, Ms Phillipson said before the vote that Conservatives voted against the latest motion would be voting to conceal the true scale of the crisis. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're not going to support funding schools, like that's all you need to do at the general election. Look, they voted against you funding schools, you know, to keep your children safe, and you're going to vote for that MP? Like, forget party loyalty, you know. What about your kids? Like, where's the priority there, you know? Mrs Keegan said the government acted responsibly and decisively, apparently, guys. She told MPs that the crisis was 50 years in the making, adding that guidance on managing RIC has been around since 1994 and nobody is blameless. Your government's been in power for the last 13 years. I mean, I know I said earlier, like, Labour have got to take their fair share, but you guys have been in power for 13 years. You knew about, for 30 years, and you're not doing anything about it. Mr Slater told the BBC the department had initially secured funding of 100 a year, but Mr Sunak told later decision to half the size of the programme. School Minister Nick Gibb acknowledged that his department had put in a bid for 200 refurbishments a year in 2021, but the Treasury had only funded 50. Also said that Mr Sunak became Prime Minister, 4 billion had been added to the revenue funding for schools in England, meaning 59.6 billion would be in the budget next year, a record amount. The DfE has said so far that of the 500 schools it is committed to rebuilding by 2030, only 4 have been completed. The department said it expected its rate to increase towards the end of the decade. I think the other thing might be as well, might be a little factor, maybe something called, I don't know, workers, builders. I don't know. Have we got a shortage of workers and builders, guys? That might be another factor into it as well. Just putting that out there. I don't know what you. Maybe I'm going mad, guys. What do you think? You think that's also maybe a factor into it? Because I do. Sunak just has a big heart, says Jal. I'm not sure about that. Good evening, Hugh. Good to see you, buddy. I don't like the fact that I have to switch on the computer to read the chat now, which I don't like it at all, but I've got no choice. Short of a revolution, we have to ensure this mafia government until a general election is called. That's Sunak's call. What a crap system. I'm going to use the other word, but I'm going to use craps as number 3. Housing on the limelight here now. There's a lot of lobbying by landlords behind it, says Jal. After World War II, the UK started paying back its debts to the US, and only very recently finished paying them back. There were shortages of virtually everything, and the cost of building materials was high, says Larry the Cat. So maybe this was a long time problem, still not solved. Our constitution is crap. Such crimes should not be allowed to occur. Yeah. Everyone's saying good evening, good evening, good evening. I've also seen one episode. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about there. Okay. Right, I think I've got everyone anyway. Let's move to a more positive story. Let me make sure. I think it's just the right. Am I in the right one? Yep, that is the right. A bit more of a positive story. One step closer to join the EU. Maybe, guys. The UK is to rejoin EU's Horizon Science Programme. One step closer, guys. One step closer. Tiny bonus here. Sky News well, it's not confirmed, but Sky News understands that Mr Sunak has authorised the deal in principle and is likely to speak to Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commission President, to finalise within hours. So hopefully by the time I'm reading this to you guys, there may actually be an article saying that we have rejoined. So yeah, let's hope so, guys. The UK is set to rejoin the EU's Horizon Science Programme after 2 years of absence post-Brexit, Sky News has been told. The final deal is set to be agreed within hours and could be announced on Thursday over the weekend's G20 summit by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. The first report reported today by Bloomberg. Sources have confirmed a report to Sky News. The issue had been on the Prime Minister's desk for weeks while he attempted to negotiate higher sums for British scientists to ensure they catch up after 2-year absence. There have been fears of a deal between the UK and the EU may still stall over the sums involved. Sky News understands that Mr Sunak has authorised the deal in principle and is likely to speak to Ursula von der Leyen, the European Commissioner President, to finalise within hours. Britain benefited more than any other EU country from grants handed over the Horizon programme, which offered funding and leadership of panned European Research Group and access to equipment and facilities. In the 2 years since the UK was kicked out of Horizon, the UK government has stepped in to match EU grant money lost. The UK was negotiating a deal to remain in the EU's 95 billion euro Horizon Europe funding programme, but talks stalled over Brexit-related disagreements such as Northern Ireland. However, hope was reignited following successful negotiations over the Windsor framework after Mrs von der Leyen said she would look forward to EU and UK researchers working together again. It's just like after the Windsor framework kind of renewed that relationship a little bit, kind of brought things close together. I mean, it's a little bit closer, and let's give the government credit here that they are doing this. Like they could have easily have not done this, and this is a good thing. And hopefully this will bring maybe a bit more relationship, a little bit closer to relationships, better relationship with the European Union. I'd like to think so. Forget like the right wingers and the media and all that, what they say about EU, but just in terms of the government and the EU from the EU side, that it just kind of like puts all that aside and kind of just tries to work and benefit for both sides, really. I'd like to think so. So the moment is implemented. I'm happy to start immediately right now the work on an association agreement, which is the precondition to join Horizon Europe. So good news for all those who are working in the research and science, she said at the time. A level of compensation owed to the UK over its absence from the scheme is still to be an issue. The UK's departure from Horizon has dismayed scientists who felt losing scientific ties in Europe undermines the government's state aim to become a science superpower as core to economic recovery. The CBI has previously called an association with the EU Horizon programme a win-win. This is really good, guys. This is a very positive story. If it all gets announced, which I do think it will. No, it's fine. Number 3. You don't need to apologise, mate. It's fine. I just didn't. I just said a different word instead of what you said. You could swear all you want, yeah, as a moderator. You can go nuts. I'm just not going to say it. I'm just going to use a different word, mate. It's all good. Number 3. But this is good, guys. This is good. And let's give credit where credit is due. The government didn't have to do this, so I think that's important to put out. So. Businesses will train the necessary workers, of course, until they get poached by the competitors. That's the Tory way, says number 3. Ursula von der Leyen Sunak says, money up front, says Zhao. Squire has the Duke sent a scroll thinking Gillian Keegan, yet what do you mean no? What do you mean what for? Says Duke. What a Tory mad day again, crazy. Yeah, I know, PMQs was pretty damning for them, to be fair. Statement on the UK rejoining Horizon is expected tomorrow, says Chatty Rat. Oh, that's good, that's good. Well, tomorrow's Thursday, obviously. I should know that. It is Wednesday today, I'm losing it. What else is there? Careful, Regan. Keegan will join your channel. Oh, God. What's that supposed to mean? Keegan is gutted that the Tories don't get enough credit. Hey, I'm just giving them credit. I'm giving them credit now. You know, they're working something out here. You got to give credit where credit is due. You know, even though we want them gone. Actually, EU funding is all that the government has to do, isn't it? No understanding of science at all. Science is very important. Yeah, and I agree. Number 3. The UK never needed to be in the EU to be in the Horizon, but the UK needed to match the funding and follow the rules, says Zhao. Yeah, they need to. Yeah, it's all good. We can't join the EU. It might have the country profile. They'll get ideas from the station, says Duke. Good evening, Ben. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Everyone's saying hello to Ben. Of course, the government had to rejoin Horizon. We were losing lots of top scientists to other countries. Yeah, absolutely. It was just ridiculous. Evening, Casper. Alistair Keir, good to see you both there. Hope you're both well. Oh, wow. We're already halfway through, guys. This is pretty good. Let's just, shall we say, break the ice. Or I think we'll use the term break the ice a little bit, guys. I've got... I don't know if you guys saw this one. This is not the same one that was on yesterday's live stream from Max. But I hope you guys enjoy this one. Make sure your sound is on. Don't have it on high blast, but hopefully you guys will enjoy this one. I've listened to this already, but this is really, really good.
Hi, I'm a government...
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I haven't even turned my stuff on. Hold on. Oh, God. Let me try again.
Hi, I'm a government minister. I know some of you are worried about what's happening at the moment, but I'm here with my nice, calm voice and artful, soft-focused background to reassure you that everything's going to be fine, as long as we can work out how to turn this music off. You probably thought this was a backing track that some intern had put over the top of this video so that we look cool and edgy, or even so some broadcasters can't clip it and play it on the news. But no, ever since Rishi Sunak became Prime Minister, every government department has been struggling with this. We think perhaps Liz Truss forgot to turn something off and now we can't find the switch. You might think the government's been doing badly, but I think we've been doing a pretty fucking good job considering this racket's on all the time. It's very hard to concentrate. Does anyone give us any credit? No. We have learned it seems to get louder depending on the severity of the issue. So at the moment it's barely audible, but as I start talking about school buildings that are crumbling, it gets quite hard to hear myself think.
And can you see why we've stopped talking about the benefits of Brexit?
It's really bad. It's got to the point where everything we put online makes us look like a culty Instagram lifestyle guru, trying to sell you snake oil supplements. But then the one time I tried making a TikTok-friendly my 5 to 9 before my 9 to 5 routine, the soundtrack was just a single ringing bell. I can assure you we're working on a solution, but unfortunately we sacked all of the sound engineers during austerity, and it's been quite hard finding any more to recruit because of Brexit. Oh god, no, it's happening again!
Unfortunately, there's probably a high chance, guys, but if I ever do get to become a membership of YouTube, I'm probably going to have to take this live stream down just because of the music in that one. But I'll probably by that time, I probably don't think it's going to harm anyone, to be fair, guys. Oh dear. Right, let's as we say, move on. Let me just make sure I've got the... No, that is not the right... that's the right one. That's the right cam, is it? I think that's the right cam. Yeah, this, another... Oh, I'm about to go into the wrong one, aren't I? Oh, I almost clicked the wrong message box. See, this is what happens when I have not properly prepared, guys, as you guys are fully aware. I can't even see the chat right now. Because I'm actually, you know what, I'm going to look at the chat quickly just before I scroll back up, just before I open up the next article quickly. Rave Memories here says, Jal, here I am drinking water. I can barely hear this, but I've seen it earlier. I have fan noise in my ear. The music is too German, Matt, says Jal. Science and government don't mix well here. Stupid or worse. Exiled and accused of terrorism, Festus escapes Walworth prison. And nationwide police appeal for the public to help him find him. He may have escaped by climbing to the bottom of a delivery van. Says 91 leads. Right, let's switch over, guys. Make sure I'm definitely... Oh no, I'm not. I keep playing. Stop playing with buttons. I'm just as bad as Lee when it comes to playing with buttons. Right, so this one here, it's a U-turn from the government, guys. This is another one from the BBC here. Yeah, U-turn, guys, potentially, maybe, I don't know. The government denies U-turn on encrypted messaging routes. So you guys remember they were basically telling like the likes of WhatsApp and that you got to tell us all, give us all the information. Yeah, it looks like they're going to U-turn on that. It's funny actually. Before we actually go into this, it's funny because actually, Apple are actually bowing down to pressure from the EU. I don't know if you guys heard about this. So they're changing their USB ports to match what EU wants. Otherwise, they'd miss out on the entire market. Apple's latest and they haven't announced it, but the rumours are that they're gonna bow to the pressure of, because they're gonna have the same ports, USB ports, if I'm right. Let me know in the comments down below. I think that's a story that's probably worth looking up at some point. But this one here showing a weakness of our government. So the government has denied it is changing plans to force messaging apps to access users' private messages if requested by the regulator Ofcom. There has been a standoff between the UK government and tech firms over the clause of the online safety bill relating to encrypted messages. These are messages that can only be seen by the sender and the recipient. The bill states that if they are concerned about child abuse content, tech companies might have access to it. On platforms like WhatsApp, Signal and iMessage said they cannot access or view anybody's messages without destroying existing privacy protections for all users, and have threatened to leave the UK rather than compromise messaging security. The debate has raged for several months, for some have turned into an argument about privacy versus the protection of children. The government insists it is possible to have both. The online safety bill is due to be passed in autumn and is back in the House of Lords for its final reading on Wednesday before returning to the Commons. A new statement concedes that the tech to access messaging without breaking security calls does not exist. The government announced in its House of Lords this afternoon, but it denies its position has changed. So you are U-turning then. So it concedes that the tech to access messaging without breaking security protocols does not exist. But it's denied its position has changed. So why? Okay. Indeed, earlier versions of the bills do state the regulator Ofcom would only ask tech firms to access messages once feasible technology has been developed, which would specifically only target child abuse content and not break encryptions. It has tasked tech firms with inventing these tools. As has always been the case, as a last resort on a case-by-case basis, only when stringent privacy safeguards have been met, the bill will enable Ofcom to direct companies to either use and make best efforts to develop or source technology to identify and remove illegal child sexual abuse content which we know can be developed, says the government spokesperson. Some security experts suggest that such tech may never exist, and the tech firms themselves may say it's not possible. Professor Kieran Martin, former head of the National Cybersecurity Centre, said in reaction to practical terms that this meant that power to access private messages would not be deployed. The government is still technically is talking the power, but is placing so many conditions it cannot, to my mind, ever be used. I hope this brings pause to the global wave of proposals premiered on similar magical thinking post Amber Key, who sits on the board of the secure messaging app Signal. But Matthew Hudson, who runs the British-based messaging platform Elements, said the latest version of the bill was kicking the can down the road. All until it's technical feasible, meaning that it's opening the door in scanning future rather than scanning today, he said. The Internet Watch Foundation, which finds, flags and removes images as videos of child sex abuse on the web, felt that little had changed. It maintained that it had already technically feasible to scan encrypted messages systems while preserving privacy. As far as we can see, the government's position on this has not changed. It's that we know technologies exist which can do this, no more invasion of privacy than a virus guard or spam filter. Another view this as an attempt at a last-minute diplomatic resolution in which neither the tech firms nor the government lose face. The government says it knew all along that the tech did not exist and removed immense pressure from the tech firms to invent it, and the tech firms claimed a victory for privacy. Currently, the two most viable tech solutions to either break the encryption, which would leave a backdoor open to any bad actors who found it, or introduce software which scans the content on the device. It's called client-side scanning, has been dubbed a spy in your pocket by critics. Children's charities like the NSPCC have described encrypted messages as the front line of child abuse because of privacy settings. The privacy campaigner said everybody has a right to privacy protection. Yes, everybody has a right to privacy protection, but we're talking about child abuse here. they have too much power. These tech companies, they have way too much power. That's kind of how I feel about it. I feel like they have way too much power, guys. That's kind of how my thought process on this right now is. It is way too dangerous. I feel that is for sure. Toys, I get Taser. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're well. Let's just see what you guys are saying in the chat. Spot. Oh, that's it. Okay. A U-turn or U-bend, hard to tell. The USB port C's, not Apple USB, says Kid. Yes, that's. I think that's the one. Yeah, I think that's the one. Yeah, they're Apple are bowing to the pressure of the EU on that. Jal says, "Yep, Apple is bowing down. Lots of others. Universal supports and the rules here. New tech bill. I mean, it's like that's the power of the European Union. That's the power of the European Union. Like a tech company would normally like have the power to basically, you know, just get away with it, you know, sort of thing. And this is quite really good, you know. I think it's really good. If we can get our 15 people to watch this next week, we'll probably have more views here than GB News. Well, to be fair, this was kind of thrown together at the last minute. At best, the Tories are utterly delusional. The worst they are, either way, they are freaking dangerous and destructive, says number 3. Yeah, they are. They are. They are. Alright, let's have a look at something a bit more different, guys. Make sure I've just got this. This is a bit of a funny sort of story, guys. I found from the Metro. You guys can make of it of you will. We've had some crazy ones. We've seen seagulls stealing Greg's. I remember a bird going into seagulls going into a bird. We've seen some animals do some funny things. There's been some weird stories taking place in the world. But have you seen a pony take the 57 bus? Commuters can't believe their eyes as a pony tries to board the 57 bus, guys. Yes, it did. There it is. Boarding the bus. Looking to get to... Where's it going? Looks to wants to get to Exeter. I have no idea if the pony had a ticket, but let's read into it a little bit. Passengers on a bus in Devon received a shock when a pony tried to get on board. The bizarre incident happened in the Brixton area of Exmouth last week. A local who lives close to the bus stop spotted the horse trying to climb aboard the local 57 stagecoach service. The horse was seen being guided only on by 2 people in high vest jackets. One was seen taking a picture of the animal clambering on board. So wait a minute. Wait a minute. I didn't even read this story. So wait a minute. They encouraged the animal on board. What? The baffling local said, I was just parked in the car park in Brixton and spotted it happening. I didn't hang about, but a lady said it was just sticking its head out to say hello and then came out and carried on its journey down the road. This is not only the first time horses and ponies have tried to escape onto the public transport. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm confused. I'm confused now. In 2020, a runaway pony tried to ride a bus after it was spotted in the midst of a vehicle on the A48 near Cardiff. As kind members of the public climbed out to calm the animal and called for help, a single decker passed and loaded the pony on board to safety. Another passenger driver said, we got close to the horse, a Cardiff bus had stopped, the police arrived. And we were all a bit flummered about what to do, to be honest. So the Cardiff bus driver said, why don't we just put it on the bus? And I couldn't really see it as any other option. We popped the accelerator ramp down on the bus and just trotted the horse on the bus, and he seemed quite happy. Passers-by snapped a hilarious photo of the pony on board the bus as it was driven to a bus stop at a nearby hospital where it was reunited with its owner. Southwest Missiles tweeted at the time that the pony was on the loose on the Marine A48 and wanted to stir up a little trouble. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh God, guys, what is going on in the world today? You just like, what is going on here? Oh dear, Sir Larry the cat. Did it pony up for a ticket? Too much horsing around, says Jow. Yep, definitely too much horsing around. Number 3 says, nee, I disagree. Kia says, what? Laughing emojis. Jow with the pony emoji. In the provisional wing of the RSPCA, protesting ULEZ in London, obviously, says Darren. Yep, that's definitely it. If it was during COVID, would the pony had to wear 1 or 2 masks? Good question, good question. Oh, I've heard it all today, guys. Oh dear, oh dear. So I've got, I've only got one more story after this, and then I'll wrap things up, and I'll just let you know, guys, know what's going on with the channel and me. a nice headline here. I haven't read the story, but I saw the headline and I thought, oh, let's have a look at this one, guys. This is from Positive Outlook. So, a sheltered dog who keeps sneaking into a nursing home was eventually adopted by its medical staff. Dogs are remarkable creatures with deep capacity for emotions and an innate drive to form strong bonds with our owners. Their power to connect with humans on a profound emotional level is a testament to their intelligence and sensitivity. Meadowbrook Medical Care Facility in Michigan has a heartwarming tale to tell. The story of a determined and loyal dog named Scout who decided to take fate into its own paws. It's Scout! Oh, that's a lovely dog. Scout's journey from a troubled past to becoming a beloved nursing home member is a touching testament to the power of resilience and unconditional love. The spoiled Scout found its way to Avon Council Animal Shelter in Ballard. It had lived as a stray dog, bearing the scars of abuse, including pellets in its jaw, likely from a BB gun wound, said the Washington Post. His dramatic past left him fearful of strangers and easily exaggerable. Despite his pain, Scout held on to a glimmer of hope, a belief that there was something better out there for him. The shelter's staff recognised Scout's troubled history and welcomed him with open arms. They saw a wounded soul in need of care and compassion. Little did they know that Scout had other plans. One fateful night, Scout escaped the shelter and found its way into Meadowbrook Medical Care Facility, a nursing home primarily serving senior patients with terminal illness or dementia. He slipped into the lobby, setting himself comfortably on one of the couches. His unexpected presence surprised everyone, but it was a glimpse of the unique connection that it was about to unfold. Despite being taken back to the shelter, Scout's determination knew no bounds. He escaped not once, but twice! And then a third time! Scaling fences, crossing highways, and always ending up back at the nursing home lobby, as if drawn by an invisible force. He climbed a chain-linked kennel, jumped over a 60-foot vinyl fence, and found its way here, explained Heifer Becknick, the shelter's director. Scout's first break at the nursing home was in 2017, and he repeated the pattern over several nights, sneaking into the lobby, parking himself on the couch, and offering comfort to residents, as if he had found his true calling. Mara Robertson, the Meadowbrook administrator, noticed Scout's persistence and decided he belonged here. A staff member initially took Scout home, but didn't quite fit in with the other dogs. Instead of returning him to the shelter, the nursing home staff collectively adopted him, a decision that would change everyone's lives for the better. Today, Scout is a cherished member of the Glazing Hill household within the medical facility. Residents eagerly await his visits, finding solace in his presence and offering comfort to sick and dying patients, seemingly understanding their needs, especially among the most vulnerable population with dementia or facing their final moments. Scott's bond with the nursing home staff is unbreakable as he roams freely throughout the building. He knows where he belongs and is always there to lend an ear or paw to those in need. Despite his difficult past, Scout has found love and acceptance as Meadowbrook Medical Care Facility. He has had a special bed in shared living room and spends his nights curled up next to residents, providing comfort and protection. During thunderstorms, he seeks refuge with residents he trusted. Scout's presence has been so impactful that the residents crowned him Resident of the Month. He brings a unique joy to nursing homes, breaking stereotypes with one might expect at such a setting. In a heartwarming tone of events, the nursing home staff initiate a fundraising effort. Scouts house support from the pantry to support the animal shelter that rescues Scout. That's so cool. The initiative received widespread attention and donations worldwide, demonstrating the ripple effect of Scout's story. Scout's journey from abuse and abandonment to find love and purpose is a testament to the resilience of animals and the transformation power of compassion. We just knew that he belonged here, said Stephanie Etsy, a clinical care coordinator at the Meadowbrook Medical Care Facility. Scouts found a home there and became a symbol of love and hope. His story demonstrates that sometimes unexpected bonds can bring healing and happiness to the most unlikely of places. No one knows exactly why Scott was drawn to the nursing home. Still, one thing is certain: he has brought immense joy and comfort to the lives of those in Narracore's family. He couldn't imagine this place without him, he said. Watch Scout's adorable story here. I will put a link on the Discord if you guys want to have a look at the video, guys. But yeah, Scout. Let's give it up for Scout, guys. This is I love this. I love this story. You know, just determined to go there and be there. You know that, especially if like if you're someone who's, you know, having that dying moment and you don't have much family or whatever, to have that animal there is remarkable. It's a remarkable thing. I love that. When I was a kid, my dog was my best friend, says Jow. Took me to school and went to pick me up. That's beautiful, Jow. I love that. Bus driver was not well, feeling a little hoarse, says Larry. They do have a stray horse problem in Ely, Cardiff, says you. Horse is slang for heroin here, so horse on the bus would have a entirely different meaning, says Jack. Yeah, lovely boy. I'm debating with myself whether to get a dog or not. They are hassle and expensive as always. Number 3, I would say to you, my friend, that yes, and having a pet is expensive and it's work, but if you go, it might be even just worth just going to a kennel or going to adoption and just having a look, you know, because sometimes it can just be a case of, you know, you see an animal when it sees you and it can be right for you, you know, it could be your perfect partner, you know. There is a reason why they call it man's best friend, and you never know. Number 3, you never know. Obviously, every pet and every animal is different, but sometimes it might just be perfect for you. Jal says it's perfectly there in the chat there. A pet is a responsibility, but it's also a joy. Yeah. I would have to walk every day, which is good, I suppose. Yep, exactly, and it's also good for your exercise as well. Yeah. So there's that to consider as well. So there's that as well. So guys, just before I hit with the last funny video of the day, I'm not going to go into the after chat. I am going through quite a rough time, not just obviously health wise, but I'm going through some rough stuff mentally. I don't really want to talk about it, guys. There will come a point where I will talk about mental health again. I think it's coming close to it. I'm probably going to do one next week and talk about it again, and share some stuff, because I'm not in the right frame of mind, guys. I've been hiding it throughout the stream because I don't want to bring you guys down, but things aren't going the way I want them to go, to be fair, guys. But in terms of content, my voice is still not there, so there will be no content tomorrow. However, I am going to consider doing a news round on Friday at least for you guys. So there'll be no content tomorrow, but I might do a news round at least on Friday, so you guys have got something. So that way there's been something down this week. So as for if there's going to be a full round of content next week, I don't know, because I'm going through some. There's some really deep stuff going on, guys. I can't talk about. That's really affecting me right now. Which is hence why my phone is turned off, because I've been called 3 times about it, and I can't have my phone turned on. I need to be kind of left alone, sort of thing. But I just want to put out there just before we move on, guys. I was expecting, because I haven't done videos for a while, I expected numbers to drop, and somehow, for some reason, my numbers have increased. We're on 310 subscribers as we speak. Obviously, that can change. if you guys can, please hit the like button. Really does appreciate it. If you can, share it across share the live stream across social media. Get it out there for people to check out the channel. There's still some good videos out there. I'm sure not everybody's obviously checked out some of all the videos, but if you can, it'd be greatly appreciated. And if you hit the bell notification, you'll be notified of when I go live as well. I love doing this stuff. I do love doing this channel, but I want to go back full throttle. But I know if I do that, guys, I'm going to end up hurting my voice. So that's why I'm probably not going to do content as much as I really wanted to. I really wanted to do it, but I was just like, you know what? I'll do a live stream, talk to you guys, and I'll kind of just keep it at that. But yeah, there's a lot. It's a lot going on, guys. There's a lot going on. I can't talk about it as much as I want to, but I just can't. There will come a time and place. I will talk about mental health again, because we do need to talk about it again. I feel like we need to talk about it again. But don't worry, I'll be all right. I'll find my way. You know, if I really need to talk to you guys, you know, if I really need to talk, I know some people I can talk to if I really need to, guys. Outside of work, outside of friends, like really outside the bubble. Some very powerful people that can help me if I really need it. But guys, don't be too down. Pick yourselves up. Stay positive. Stay strong. Thank you guys very much for coming along. I really do appreciate it. Such short notice for supporting the channel as always. I'll see you guys in Max's live stream on Friday. If not, I'll catch you guys whenever. We'll see how things go. Obviously, still lots going on in the world of politics and news. But there's this guy that keeps going around. It keeps causing problems. This crazy guy, guys, that I'm going to leave you with. This nutter from Colin from Portsmouth. He just won't get off the damn radio, guys. He just winds people up all the damn time. So yeah, we're going to hear him rant again, and then we're going to hit the outro, guys. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Take care. Nothing but positive vibes as always, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Make sure
Colin is in Portsmouth. Hello, Colin.
Why? Our kids these days, it's bloody snow.
Oh yeah, this is the news that school children are afraid to go into school lest the building actually collapse on their heads.
Yeah, I didn't not live through the blitz. Only for kids to be worried about a bit of plaster.
Yeah.
These schools are fine for my
Well,
generation.
building standards in your generation were clearly better. These are the building standards,
Oh,
aren't
best
they?
in the world.
Yeah.
Everlasting
Yeah.
for 30 to 40 years, whichever came sooner.
Absolutely.
Listen, we had lead paint and asbestos, and it didn't do us any
It
harm.
didn't, and I can tell, and that's a
We used
testament
to
to
sit
it.
with the grass to have lessons on a nice day. Why are they doing that? I thought they believed in global warming. But no, they want to blame the government. Well, it's not Rishi Sunak's fault, is it?
No.
How is he supposed to know that the buildings would disintegrate now and not in a year's time when Labour are going to be in charge? And that's for Gillian McKee.
Well, Gillian Keegan.
Well,
Yeah.
she should be thanked for what she's done. I don't know what she's done exactly, but she should be thanked for it. Thanks to her, bad A-level results are the least of need to keep worrying. She taught them a valuable lesson in perspective.
That's
Anyway, mate, thanks for having me on. Love to the
Love to
family.
the family, Colin, love to the family.
Why doesn't anyone ever thank me?
You're on air still, Colin.
I know.
You heard him, guys. Make sure you thank Colin on your way out, guys. Take care and good night.